Action Jack and Burgermeister behind the camera. We're at our favorite place in the whole world, San Ynez Valley in beautiful Solvang. This is Buellton, California, and Santa Barbara County, and this is where they made the Academy Award-winning movie Sideways.
What's everybody's first clue, right, Jack? You gave a lovely introduction to that beautiful hotel, which, of course, my sister stayed at when she took the Horse Whisperers course on doing the language of Equus and training their animals. And she stayed at this hotel, and it had been after the movie was done, and she was in the exact room that they used for the movie and didn't even know it.
Yes, and here's the...
They even have a little vineyard there in front of the hotel.
Isn't that nice? We showed us right off the famous 101 freeway.
Yes, it's at the off-ramp. You turn left, you go to Buellton. You turn right, you go to Solvang.
So this movie came out in 2004. It was a big smash hit, and a story about two middle-aged guys, and one's going to thinking about getting married, and they want to have...
No, it was a bachelor party type of getaway. He wasn't thinking about getting away.
Okay.
He was already engaged to be married. However, he wasn't that faithful to his wife-to-be.
Yes. So this was in the movie, and the Thomas Hayden Church. His name was Jack in the movie, and Paul.
Shame on him.
Paul Giamatti, he was in this movie, and I really think this is where he got really famous. Was from.
I think he did too. Yes, and he was the wine connoisseur, and he was into Was it into Pinot or Zinfandel? He said one of the two. He says, "Don't mention it." I think it might have been Zinfandel. Don't mention Zinfandel. I don't remember.
Yes.
And so it's been a while since I've seen the movie. But it's a nice little hotel. It was bought out by a big hotel chain. I forget the name of it, Pacific something. And they have a whole bunch of hotels.
It was Pinot Noir.
Yeah, that's Burgundy.
The guy didn't want that anymore.
Yeah, Burgundy.
Right.
And well, if you know a good Burgundy, that you can't afford it. They're expensive, the French ones. Though I think America makes excellent Pinot. So
yes.
I'm not into the Frenchophile thing. I think America makes great Pinot.
There's the beautiful pool. It was really nice. We didn't stay here.
No, we didn't.
But they let us have carte blanche going all over the place.
Yeah, those two ladies were very nice at the front desk. Super nice.
Yeah, so this would be a really fun place to stay. And as he said...
Maybe next time we come up, we can stay here.
It's right off the freeway here, so it's really nice. And we kind of made this a review of the movie because we did everything they did in the movie here.
Yeah, pretty much in that hotel room. And then at the Hitching Post, which is coming up, which is the restaurant bar where they went to. But here's the lobby. None of this looked like this when they did the movie. It's a new company that bought the place that fixed it up and did all this. And it's really cute in there. They got the wine barrels and everything. They got the Hitching Post wine and all of the other paraphernalia. There they are, and that's pretty. And they've all the other paraphernalia from the movie.
Yeah, I just like the atmosphere, so...
And you don't even drink.
I don't drink wine. I'll have
you're a good boy.
I'll have water or iced tea, but I just...
Or an A&W diet.
Yes, I'll do my A&W. That's what I'm into a little bit right now.
Yes.
But so right up here, just where you go
the steps to the room.
To the famous room. You remember what room number it is?
I'm thinking 236 or 240, something like that. Let's see where we go up to. I've forgotten now.
All right, 236 there.
Oh, bingo. I remember 230. And Nikki had that room, my sister. Too funny. And when we went to visit her while she was doing the Monty Roberts course, we went to visit her there, and we didn't even think anything of it either. Now it's a special room.
Right.
So that was it.
Right. So, and I have 234 as the alternate.
Why is there an alternate?
Well, because I heard two different things.
Oh, well, the gals at the front desk gave us the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why. Maybe we should get rid of this.
No.
Ixnay, no way. Why confuse the audience, eh?
In the movie Sideways, what was the number of the room at the hotel they stayed at? I'm going to see if
Gemini knows it. Nope.
234.
The room number Miles and Jack stayed in at the Windmill Motel in Sideways isn't explicitly stated in the movie. The real-life motel, which was the Days Inn,
234,
is now called the Sideways Inn, often refers to room 234 as the one where interior scenes were filmed.
Okay, very good. So it's 2:34.
Well, we were close.
There's in the movie right there, the hitching post. This is one of our
Oh, we
favorite.
just were, didn't even notice we moved down the road.
And this is also in the movie. So when you go in here, this is fantastic
Yeah,
steak.
they sit at the bar and they drink Pinot.
And when you go in here,
They make a mean steak, by the way.
oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah, we don't go to sit in the bar. We go to sit at the table and have one of those delicious steaks.
It's so delicious and nutritious. And these are happy cows right here from Santa Barbara County.
Until you bump them on the head.
Yeah, that's the rest of the story.
That was the end of Happy Cow Day.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm ruining the story. But anyway, we go to the hitching post all the time. This is the second one. The original hitching post is in Casmalia. I don't even know, is that an hour away from here, about? In the
About
hills?
that, it's right by Vandenberg where they have the rockets take off.
Yeah,
right
I
there.
mean, literally, there's nothing there except the hitching post. You don't even get cell service. That tells you how out in the middle of nowhere it is. And believe it or not, that's California. But that's the original hitching post, and that one actually does even better steaks than this one.
But this is the famous one from the
Yeah.
movie.
This is the one they did in the movie.
So this
We're
is,
just giving a little extra information.
this is the main road that goes into Solvang. And
It's the only road.
right.
Oh, no, wait, I take the back. You can take the back road through the Nokiki. What's that falls called?
So there's nice waterfalls nearby, and also you go through the Santa Barbara mountains here, and you can come through another
Yeah,
way,
the 156 or 157, something like that. You come up through Santa Barbara, the back road.
which we did.
Yeah, that's a beautiful drive. And the oaks, everywhere you look, you see the oak trees. And then you see, what's the lake? Lake
Kachuma.
Lake Kachuma. That thing is huge.
Now look at now Vergie's doing her
Oh,
Steve
I'm booking.
McQueen. This is right down the road from here. But there's a
It's not that far down from the hitching post, but
No.
we zipped it up a bit.
yeah, just maybe a mile and a half.
There they are, the happy ostriches. And they do have lots of little kitties there. They live there, and they have bunny rabbits, too. Hi, Jackie. Look how cute you are.
We're at Ostrichland.
USA.
I think it was $5, maybe.
Yeah, it was $5 to get in, and then $1 for a bowl of food. I think we bought 2 bowls of food.
That's unbelievable.
Now
Look at
watch these guys. Talk about adorable. Jack, did they grab your fingers or they just stick to the food?
No, they were very polite.
Look at them.
And there's hundreds of them here.
I know, isn't that cute? And because we were there early in the morning, they were all pretty hungry. They weren't that well fed by tourists.
Right. And being by giant eggs here, too, by the way. And Bergie did. And Bergie made some scrambled eggs out
It
of
took
this
us
one egg.
forever. It was a dozen eggs in one of those eggs. Oh my goodness, they're
That was-
big.
It was scrambled egg, not scrambled eggs there.
Well, that's true. I know. That was. And there's the emu.
Look how
at
smart
that
he
guy.
is.
He was looking for food. He stuck his head out of the crack there. I loved it. Wasn't that precious?
It was so much nicer than I remember it. And I don't know if they lowered the price, but it's so
It's
incredibly.
probably about the same. We were there before COVID, so that was our last time there. I love coming back. Talk about fun. And I think we're going to get a video from the top. It looks so cute. They're sticking their heads into the bowl.
And I think I said
they're
earlier,
so polite too.
but right next to this is this really giant zip line that you can take, so you can go over the
yeah, you got a
entire
zip
valley
line there.
right there. And they grow really nice blueberries there, and I love my blueberries. So the blueberries are right there, and they got some beautiful.
They have Jack's picture in the dictionary next to blueberries.
Yeah,
Oh, there they go. Look at them. Is that totally fun? Look at the little heads. It's like schoolhouse.
Again, I couldn't believe how polite they are.
Look at that.
Seems
That
like
was so fun. It
seems
was
like
only a
we've-
couple minutes, but my goodness, it didn't take them long to empty the bowl.
I think they have so much exposure to visitors that they really like the visitors. We've been to other places where they
Look at
were
this guy
kind of
coming.
mean, but here they weren't at all.
They're becoming humanized,
Yeah, very nice.
acclimated to humans. Yes, and they're a lot smaller than the ostrich, the emu is. My mom had an emu skin when we left Australia, and we had it for years and years and years. I don't even know what happened to that emu skin.
Now you can see all of, well, not
Look
all,
at
but
the
you're seeing a
ostrich.
lot of them.
Oh, a lot of. You must have taken this video because you have to be tall.
Yeah, that's
You took this one.
well, I'm on the mound here,
Oh,
so
is that what you're on?
there's a couple hundred or more, right? Do you remember how many?
Oh, yeah, but I forgot. I just like, oh, sorry, Jack. We went and got more food and went back to an eating frenzy here. I mean, it's just beautiful to watch these guys, and I'm glad they're taking care of them. Now, we asked, do they slaughter them and people eat them, but they said no. But,
No, they don't. And
I hope they don't. But you know what? When they get old and everything, that's me, by the way. Cheese! I'm having a good time.
Yeah, and the ostriches you can actually ride. Here's the babies.
The babies. Look at, there were like 6 or 7 of them. Look how tiny they are, and they got the pretty little streaks, the what are those stripes on their little feathers?
Yes. So we're super.
I forgot I was feeding them there too.
We're super duper early in the morning, but we saw people coming here, and the children there just love it so much, and you can see why.
Of course. Look at the babies. Oh, aren't they cute? Look how cute. Those are emus, not ostriches. And 1, 2, 3, 4,
How
5,
many
6. I think there were
ostriches and
7 there.
emus?
Sounds like you have some fond memories.
Oh, Jack loves his Gemini.
How many ostriches and emus do they have at Ostrichland, USA, in Santa Barbara County?
Do you like the way Jack does this right in the middle of our show here?
That's a fun connection to make with Jack's Gemini.
Okay, so there's
love it.
80 ostriches and 70 emus. So
Hey, talk about up-to-date information. And
Yes.
we didn't ask about the babies, but there were 7 of them there. But this is a fabulous facility. We have one here in San Diego by the Wild Animal Park, and I think that's a South African family that started that. And I think this might also have been a South African family.
So it's been
And
a
that's
while.
popular in San Diego. People go and you can buy the ostrich eggs, you can feed them and everything. Going over to the Wild Animal Park, which is really great, an excellent place to stop. So I think we stopped once a few years back.
Yes.
So we'll probably do for a revisit since they probably fixed it up since we did that one. But this is wonderful.
And you can buy they have a whole bunch of different clothes that you can buy there, including the scarves.
I'm going to
Yeah.
buy an emu egg in November or October, November, because that's when the emus pop their eggs.
all right.
Yeah, because we have 2 ostrich eggs, but the lady said that the emus they pop their eggs. It's not called popping eggs, but whatever it
They
is.
lay their eggs.
Thank you. You know all the big words. Yeah, they lay their eggs around October, November. So and they're black. They're completely black. So one that's not going to hatch, I'd like to buy one of those
Yeah.
for our ostrich emu collection.
All right, so you stay at your Sideways Hotel.
Oh, they're doing the dance. Look. Is that great?
That's fantastic.
I loved it. Look at this guy. He's looking for a girl. He says, "Come on, ladies, where are you?"
Yes, so
Isn't that neat?
you go to your Sideways, and then you go from there. You take your flight there with your zip lines, and then from there you come to here.
Look at these guys. Here they are. Hello. They're a face only a mama could love. Look at them. They're so cute. I know. We're just about done here because we're going to head off to a winery after this. But wow, they all crowded together here. Look at them.
And it's just right down the road is where Monty Roberts has his place, the Flag Drop
Oh, that's
Farms.
going to be in the next video because this one's going to be quite long enough. Look at them just standing there like duds. Come on, guys, get a life. Do something.
And the one that we have that's coming up, that's also
Let them look at us like we're the most interesting thing they've seen.
all right. Now we're going to
Good.
speed it up.
Now we're zipping down those beautiful pine tree lined road. This is called Kaina. Is that what it was?
Yes, and this is Hawaiian.
Yeah, Hawaiian name. And bought a bottle of. I have to think what I bought. One bottle. Didn't want to taste too much because we're driving and going. Oh, Grenache. I bought a bottle of Grenache. It's still in my little wine cellar, also known as under the stairway. But it's nice.
Yes, and this is new to us, and Briggy really knows her wine, and she's an expert in wine.
You're so cute. I know how to drink it.
Yes.
That makes me an expert.
She drinks it very responsibly, by the way. And it
Yes.
makes me very, very pleased with her.
Yes, because you do not drink at all.
Yeah, and Briggy goes for the taste. And your taste palates are very discriminating. Briggy really can tell the difference between the different vintages and so
I had to. I took the wine course to get certified. And they test you on, do you know what you are drinking? And you have to go through the whole thing. Oh, my goodness. And I actually did pretty good on it.
Got all
But
these-
this was a lovely little winery here. Look at the inside. This family originally had their winery out in Los Olivos, but then they moved to here. And it's I forget the name, Keanu, and it's a Hawaiian name. The family originally is from Hawaii, and got the whole family on the wall there. And it's really a lovely place, and as you saw the outside, beautiful seating area. And that's literally on the way into Solvang. So if you go to the ostrich farm and you get on the road, like a mile down the road or half a mile down the road, is this winery here.
Yes, and they have hot air balloons, by the way.
Not at the winery.
Well, you can see them go
Oh,
over
yeah,
here.
you can see them going over. Look, what they need is a few more bottles of wine up there.
And so what we just saw was what it looks like from a hot air balloon.
Yeah.
And the hot air balloon comes from Michael Jackson's Never Never Land.
Oh, that's right. You can take hot air balloons from there now.
And
That's
Ronald Reagan's home, it's just right straight
those
up
hills.
in those hills there.
And this is right adjacent to the winery along the driveway. So that's why we have to have the horses in there.
So they have horses everywhere in this area.
It's horse country. And here's the winery, Kitty. This little guy was so precious. When we drove in, he greeted us, and as we're leaving, he greeted us again. He loved tummy loves. Isn't he cute?
Yep, and
We're cat people, so I get excited.
she said, "Be careful because."
He might go with us.
Yeah, right.
So we had to watch they didn't get in the car. And so now we're heading out to Solvang.
And in Solvang, we're going to learn about Fess Parker, who was Davy Crockett, and Daniel Boone. We'll learn about Michael Jackson and his place there, about Huell Hauser, how he went to our favorite Danish. This is the Danish capital of
Honey, I'm
the
getting
United
hungry.
States.
Don't talk about Danish too
And
much.
the greatest fudge in the world. So on behalf of my lovely bride, Burgermeister, this is Action Jack saying we'll be back, and it will be soon, and that's the name of that tune.